What's going on, everybody? CW Entertainment here. I'm here back with another Chicago Bears podcast. And today we're going to take a look at this Chicago Bears Atlanta Falcons game. Just took place today. It was definitely a tough one. It wound up losing 23-17. Once again, the Bears just cannot finish it out. Averaging, I believe last year they even averaged like 17, 16 points a game, something like that. So, they meet their average once again. Definitely a game that definitely could have been won. It was definitely a tough one down the road. You got to think that the play calling throughout the game may have been one of the reasons that we couldn't get the win. There was definitely too much dink and dunk going on throughout the game. I don't think until like it was the third, fourth quarter where Glennon finally took a shot downfield, and even then he threw it to his 5'6", 5'5", 5'6", however tall Tarik Cohen is. If that's gonna be like your only deep shot down the field, then you're going to take a deep shot. You don't throw it to a 5'6" guy. Yes, he beat the man downfield. Problem was the ball wasn't thrown the greatest in the world. I believe it was slightly underthrown. But, the Bears do wind up able to go down there and go get a touchdown on that play. But you just can't. You can't make plays like that. That just cannot be the way you're going to be taking shots downfield. But anyway, let's go ahead and hop into the game. We're not going to keep you guys here long. Once again, it's 23-17 loss. It was tied up 10-10 at halftime. Game comes down to the final drive. It looks like we have the opportunity to wind up winning the game. We got the ball all the way down to the 5-yard line. I believe Zach Miller had to set up for that first down and goal. I believe he got like 10, 12 yards on like a little out route, and was able to pick up the first. And then we run a play, had Bellamy in the end zone. Give or take now, the commentator was saying that it could have been possibly a hold on the play. You never know. We're the Bears, so we don't get those penalties too often. He winds up hitting Bellamy. Bellamy drops it, hits him in the hands. Now, some people were trying to say that Glennon threw it too soon, but it was a timing route. Glennon put it out there. Bellamy's got to come down with the ball. He doesn't. Then the next play, they hit Jordan Howard out of the backfield. Howard gets obliterated on the play. Took his eyes off the ball. Would have been stopped at the 1-yard line probably. Didn't look like he was going to be able to fight his way into the end zone, but you never know. Should you catch the ball, you may have been bounced back out of bounds. You may have got the clock to stop. If not, then you're going to have to hurry up to the line and try to run a quick play. Possibly could have threw another pass, maybe ran a sneak, could have ran the ball. I'm not sure, but anyway, the last play of the game, wound up losing. Glennon gets, actually, before Glennon, the last play of the game, Glennon then throws the ball. The ball was poorly thrown as well. So I believe he was going for Deion Sims into the end zone, and that ball was low. And then he winds up throwing, last play of the game, that wound up getting sacked. Bobby Massey got whooped on the outside, let the guy get in. Glennon's lack of mobility definitely cost him on that play as well. But you got to be able to find you can't take a sack in these situations. You got to find a way to get the ball out of your hands. But we're going to go ahead and look at the stats. It was definitely a great game for rookie Tarik Cohen. I'm not 100% how you pronounce his last name. We'll just keep it with Tarik. But the dude balled out. Dude definitely put himself on the map. Now everybody knows the dangerous secret weapon that we got now. He's no longer a secret anymore. But the kid was out here eating. Got his first career touchdown on a reception. Helped put some points on the board late in the fourth quarter. Help bring us back into it. But the highlight of the day was the run. He went to the left, was able to cut it back across field, and he took it all the way down for a huge 46-yard gain. But and then it helped set up a touchdown. When they ran the Wildcat, he hands it off to Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard was able to pounce his way into the end zone. Mike Glennon even did a good job kind of blocking. He really was just kind of, as you could say, he was just kind of like holding the guy off. He really wasn't blocking. He just kind of got enough in his way. He's 6'6", 6'7", something like that. So he was doing enough to just get in front of the cornerback to let Howard into the end zone. But definitely give Tarik Cohen a lot of credit. Problem is, though, they threw him the ball way too much. He should not have been the leading receiver on this team. Dude had 8 catches, 47 yards. He should not be the leading receiver. Zach Miller was the next guy in line, and he had 4 catches. Kendall Wright was number 3, and Deion Sims was number 2. Bellamy had 3 catches as well, as long as Jordan Howard also had 3 catches. Kevin White, 2 catches. Kevin White winds up leaving this game. Apparently, he's going to be out with a shoulder injury. Who knows how long that is? We don't know if it's a shoulder strain, it's a shoulder dislocation. What happened with it, we have no clue. But they did say he did leave Soldier Field with a sling in his hand on the pit, well, with a shoulder in a sling. Apparently, he also has a wrist injury too. So we're just not going to be able to count on the former first-round draft pick out of West Virginia. It's probably going to be a wrap for Kevin White. I hate it too because I was definitely wanting them to take Kevin White with that pick. Wound up taking him, and it looks like it's just not going to pan out for the man. He's injury prone. That's just what it is. He's injury prone. But back to the offense. Offense, had a solid game. The only thing that ticked me off the most, it was just too much dink and dunk going on. I mean, Glennon, I think before he threw that deep pass to Cohen, it was like a 45-yard pass or something like that. I don't know how long it was. Before he took that shot, like his longest passes were going like probably 7 or 5 yards. I mean, there was opportunities. He didn't throw the ball past the sticks. It was throw the ball to the receiver. Hopefully they make a play, and hopefully they're able to pick up a first down. I mean, I hate that kind of football. It cannot stretch the field. I mean, you're wondering why let Glennon do that if Trubisky's considered the better quarterback. I mean, John Fox even said this week he has the it factor, or last week, however you want to see it. He said he has the it factor. So why run this kind of offense with Mike Glennon when you can run the same thing with Trubisky, who has a higher upside and possibly can? And we know Trubisky could probably more than likely stretch the field. But I mean, I get it. You don't trust the receiving core. You're trying to, from what it looks like they're trying to protect Glennon from making mistakes. And so they know if the more mistakes Glennon makes, the more they're gonna have to probably. They want to stick to their plan. They don't want Trubisky to play at all this year. So they're gonna try to limit the mistakes Glennon's gonna have, and that's probably gonna be that's gonna be the reason we're probably gonna lose quite a bit of games this season. If they see Glennon as the guy they want to roll with this year, I mean, if they put Trubisky in, there's a good chance you probably got a better chance to win with Trubisky than you do Glennon. Glennon ends the day 26 for 40, 213 yards. He threw a passing touchdown. That was the one to Tarik Cohen out of the backfield. He wanted to, I believe he ran over the guy. Well, he got kind of thrown into the end zone, I guess. He lowered the shoulder, went into the cornerback, was able to get into the end zone, so we'll still take it. Running game, Jordan Howard leads the way with 13 carries, 52 yards, and a TD. Wound up scoring off of that wildcat formation. Cohen handed him a nice ball off. Well, not a nice ball, but he handed him the ball off. I believe it was like a 5-yard touchdown or something like that. Anyway, he was able to pounce in. Cohen had 5 carries, 66 yards. So, I mean, Tarik definitely had a great game. Got to give him a lot of credit. But, yeah, I guess that'll pretty much wrap it up for the offensive end. Another thing I noticed, Cody Whitehair struggled quite a bit. Had a couple big penalties that cost us on a couple drives. And then the low snap he had on one of these plays, but Glenn had to go all the way to the ground and go grab it. And then he had to throw it away. I mean, Cody Whitehair definitely struggled. I don't know if that's because he's missing Kyle Long in there. I don't know if he just couldn't really handle it with I believe Dante Poe was their nose tackle in this game. So I don't know if he just couldn't handle the pressure. I'm not sure what the situation was, but I mean, the offense, if they could just stretch the field more. I know we didn't have Wheaton as well. Without consider our number one receiver, Cameron Meredith. I know he's out for the year, but they're gonna have to take shots. I mean, you just can't. They just kept throwing it underneath. That Atlanta defense is too fast to just keep throwing the ball underneath them. They were flying all over the place. I mean, I'm surprised Tarik Cohen was even able to get back up after some of the hits he took. I mean, he was getting body slammed. He was getting sandwiched. He was taking helmets. They were blowing the boom on him, but he kept getting back up, man. I'm surprised. Hey, dude's definitely a strong kid. I love it, man. Dude's definitely going to be somebody here that's going to be a problem for other teams. But I mean, he took a lot of licks in this game, and that Falcons defense was definitely moving around, and they were flying to the ball. But we do end up with the game with 300 total yards. No turnovers, which was the shocker. Deontay Thompson did almost fumble on the kick return, even though he should have stayed in. I believe he took it from 4 or 5 yards deep. Unless you have to return the ball, you should not be returning it out of the end zone. I mean, the only reason you should be returning it is because the ball didn't reach inside the end zone. Take the ball at the 25-yard line. Just take it there. Got 75 yards to go. No reason even trying to return, especially when he's an average return man at best. Anyway, hop on to the defensive side of the ball. Defense played great for the majority of the game. except for that one series. I mean, they had him pinned inside the 5-yard. Well, they had him pinned inside the 10-yard line. Matt Ryan drops back to pass. I mean, dude literally stumbled. Finds his tight end just wide open in the middle of the field. Quentin Demps had the responsibility of covering the tight end on the play when they went over the replay. Quentin Demps went to go help out. I don't know if it was Kyle Fuller or Marcus Cooper who was covering Julio Jones. He went to go cover him. And I mean, it was just wide open over the middle of the field. And then Quentin Demps gets embarrassed on the play as well. Not only did he give up the big play, he also got stiffed onto the ground. SportsCenter even did a picture of it. I'll even throw it up here in this video, and it was pretty bad. Quentin Demps, they didn't do you no favors, and just got thrown to the ground. Austin Cooper, I don't know how you let a tight end go 88 yards. And I don't know how fast he's supposed to be, but to let a tight end go 88 yards, that's just embarrassing. He also led them in their game with 128 yards. I mean, for the most part, they did keep Julio Jones in check. He had 4 catches, 66 yards. I mean, if you hold Julio Jones to 4 catches, that's a win in the secondary. I'll give you guys that. That's a win. But other receivers, Mohamed Sanu looks like he led them with the day with 6 catches, 47 yards. And Tevin Coleman out of the backfield looks like he had 4 catches, 42 yards. So for the most part, Austin Cooper was the reason that the Falcons get this win. We almost got in there for the sack. If Quentin Demps doesn't go running down there to go cover Julio Jones, there's a good chance that play's never made. The run defense definitely did a great job today. They held Devontae Freeman to under 40 yards. He did get in the end zone one time, but 12 carries, 37 yards for Freeman. He only averaged 3 yards a carry. That is phenomenal run defense. Tevin Coleman, he struggled on the day as well. 8 carries for 16 yards. His longest run was 7 yards. Devontae Freeman's longest run was 6 yards. So the defense definitely did a great job in this one for the most part, except for a couple blown plays here and there, and that's just what the Chicago Bears defense has been over these last couple of years. I mean, they just have these mental breakdowns, and it just ends up costing them the entire game. And you just can't have those kind of plays. You can't have them. They're going to wind up costing you more than they will bailing you out, because with the offense in the way it is, they don't have enough firepower on that offense to be able to overcome a minimal mistake like that. And you guys saw it in this game today. It proved that they weren't able to overcome it. But go ahead and it was definitely another good game. Well, it was a very good game. I'll give credit for that. But coverage-wise, secondary, they definitely did a good job. I felt like throughout the majority of the game. I believe they'll have their struggles here and there. But if you keep arguably maybe the best receiver in the game to 4 catches, 66 yards, you can live with that. So we got another huge test with Mike Evans next week and Deshaun Jackson. And you're also going to have to worry about tight end O.J. Howard. I believe they also got another tight end too. I believe it's Connor Bart. So that's going to be another struggle. But the notable on the front seven definitely did a great job. Akeem Hicks was all over the place in this game. He didn't make, I believe he had 2 sacks, either a sack and a half or 2 sacks. But he was in there, he was generating a lot of pressure. What I noticed is I felt like they didn't rush Leonard Floyd. Often I felt like I saw him back in coverage more than I saw him rushing on the day. So it looks like Leonard Floyd actually ended up with 3 tackles and an assist. It looks like they're going to go ahead and mark down Akeem Hicks with 2 sacks on the day. So, yeah, I felt like they dropped him back in coverage more than what I would have liked to see. I would have loved to see him try to get after the quarterback. But, oh, well. We got to see Jarrell Freeman. Freeman was flying all over the place. That's normal. Danny Trevathan, glad to see him back. He laid this big hit on Devontae Freeman. Freeman tried cutting it back, and he ran right into the arms of Trevathan. I believe it was early in the first quarter. He tried cutting it back, and he was right there ready for him, just laid down the boom. But for the most part, like I said, it's just the mental mistakes that you have to eliminate from your game. They definitely had an opportunity to win it, and they fell up short. They fell short. Now, there was a discussion going on, and I've seen it. Would Jay Cutler have won that game? I have no clue. Jay Cutler would have won that on that final drive. There's no way to know that. If he would have, great. If he wouldn't have, no way. Bears fans still would have been mad about it. So, not going to open up that can of worms. But We are going to start this league with this season off with a loss, 23-17. The Falcons win it. We're going to be looking forward to Tampa Bay. Hopefully everything is okay down there in Tampa, in just the state of Florida. They're getting hit hard by the Hurricane Irma. I believe it's striking the state of Florida today. I believe it hit the lower keys earlier this morning. So prayers out to them down in Florida. And we'll be down there in Tampa next week. We'll see if that game is going to be relocated or not. I'm not sure that they'll be able to have that game yet or not. I believe Florida State canceled their college game next week. They're supposed to be playing against Miami, so we'll have to see how that works out. But like I said, I want to keep this video kind of short, just quick little podcast, just kind of a little breakdown, just kind of my thoughts of what the game is. But I mean, the future looks promising. I got the team probably going 6-10, maybe 7-9 on the year. I have no clue if that's going to be enough to keep John Fox's job. Really not worried about that too much at this point. But yeah, let's just look forward to the future. Defense, clear up some of the little mental mistakes. They did a good job. I mean, we really didn't have any penalties throughout the game. Akeem Hicks did have the one bad penalty. I don't know. I don't know. The commentators thought it was a good call. I'm not sure. I mean, I believe he definitely shouldn't have done it. It just looks like they were talking about he may have been running low on fatigue, so that could have been the reason why that penalty occurred. But, oh well, man, you guys, let's go ahead and take on Tampa Bay. Hopefully they got a good weight in there, and hopefully we come out with another win. Well, hopefully we come out with our first win in Tampa. I'm out to next time, everybody. Thank you guys very much for listening to it, and I'll see you guys next week for another Bears podcast. Hopefully we get the win against Tampa. Peace.